Posada. I am currently operating in the capacity of the Executive Vice President for Marketing and Strategy over here at the Sun-Times Media Group and Rappaport's Ventures. I mean, I think what you learned is you have to have patience and you have to have conviction. But you can't believe that what you believe in is the only truth, especially when you're looking at a group of people that is so idealistic. Having the flexibility in their own minds to say, okay, well, there are other perspectives. Was probably the thing you learned most. Just you needed to spend time. It's not a quick fix. So I spent a little bit of time in Costa Rica. During graduate school, we were doing a project with the Bree Indians, and there was a gentleman there who was my translator. I don't know Bree, but I know Spanish. And what struck me about him as a community leader working with an indigenous group of people was his ability to socialize very Western way of looking at the world and processing stuff to a very different set of rules and regulations and different way of doing things, because his ability to not just translate what I was saying, but instantaneously understand where this other group of people were coming from and be able to get my message through, I think it was a cornerstone of a very good community leader who, had to get through a lot of cultural issues, had to get through language issues, had to get through someone like me who's very persistent and like, let's get going. And I was always just very humbled by his ability to do that with no fancy degrees, nothing, but just have a pace and cadence to listening, having empathy, but knowing that we had to get something done. They need to have integrity, one, and they need to be able to create and or give hope, no matter how dark or how bad it is. But integrity, because I think for me that's the basis of so many things. You can be highly motivated, but without integrity doesn't work. Without integrity, experience is not something I really want to deal with. I think the second one in terms of just hope is that's I think one of our prime things we need to do is to make sure that there's always hope in what you're doing, because it's not easy work. It's hard, and some of these situations you put yourself in or you're in are very difficult. So being always constantly, not a cheerleader, but just being realistic that with work you can get there, right? And so being able to create hope. Yeah. Yes. No question in my mind. I think everyone has the capacity to lead in some way, shape, or form. I think it depends on the degree. So I think, everyone has an opportunity to have high integrity or, humility or any of these other big, leadership traits. I think it's just at what degree. Some leaders are just a little bit more natural in certain functions, but I do believe everybody has the capacity to be a community leader.